and then having a good team.
What do you think the number one thing people do wrong is in the grow or with plants that you've seen?
I think people waste a lot of space. You don't need a 6 foot tall plant to hit your numbers. Like the more, like I shoot for a 4 foot tall plant and I want my canopy depth a certain height. Certain strains I can get away with more canopy depth. Others I can't, depending on, leaf density and, calic ratios and everything else. But I don't think people maximize their space well. And I see a lot of people wasting time and energy and money on a plant that you could have done more with less. Like you don't need to grow a 6 foot tall plant. You just don't.
To strip the bottom 4 feet off.
Yeah. It's crazy.
It's always my favorite.
It's crazy.
Throw some Favens in there. Pull it all. Yeah.
I see.
What's up? Yep, it's early. I woke up. I was stewing on some shit I seen on a fucking couple streams last night. And it just makes me wonder when the motherfuckers are gonna call bullshit when the fucking bullshit's right in front of your fucking face. Like, are you fucking kidding me? And I know it's early, and I know a lot of people are gonna fucking be here live to see this, but I don't give a shit. I don't know if you guys seen Creative Show last night. I don't know if you seen the fucking. I don't even know what the other one was. Fucking Loudmouth or whatever the fuck it was. I don't even know how to fucking say it. I'm not that great with words, but when you got a person that jumps up on your fucking panel and they're telling you what weight, I get it because all the weeds, made into bubble hash, fucking made into rosin, whatever. But when I look in the fucking tent, and it's obviously apparent the numbers that you're fucking telling me are so out of whack. And people are telling you how great you're doing. I don't know how long you motherfuckers seen me doing the fucking quick flips. But I heard people all over somebody's fucking nuts telling them how great of an idea it is. It's so efficient. Blah, 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 blah. But when the fact of the matter is, he's giving you fucking such distorted numbers that you kill the whole fucking thing. You just kill it. And if you guys don't know who I'm talking about, he seems like a nice enough guy. It's 420 things. And some of you might have seen him doing the solo cups and the 4x4 or whatever with the fucking drippers and all that shit. He's on the right track as far as efficiency and shit. I mean, would I ever do like that? Because that I do a quick flip. Would I ever do solo cups? No, that's fucking ridiculous. It's just ridiculous. Can you do it? Sure. Now let's talk about the numbers. He's telling people like he did one plant, scrogged it out. Of course, he doesn't tell you times, but he claims he gets 11 pounds wet. I don't know about you guys, but do you understand how much plant material? And that's debucked. So that's not stocks, that's debucked. 11 pounds wet. Do you know how much 11 pound wet material, how much that is? So let's break it down a little bit. What do you normally get about a third of that when it's dry, right? So let's just do some fucking roundy math because, I didn't write everything down and I did some math, but you're looking at like close to 4 pounds dry, right? It's about a third of 11 pounds. So let's think about that for a second. He's got 24 cups. So what is can we I don't know if anybody else wants to fucking do the math if they want to use their calculator because I can't, I'm on my phone. But let's do the math for a second. 24 plants. The dry weight should be probably around 4 pounds off of his 11-pound number. So what is that, like about 2.7 ounces per cup? 2.7. So you're pushing 3 ounces, you're saying, out of a solo cup. So you're going to tell me there's no way. He pulled 3.5 pounds in a 4x4. Hold on 1 second. Let me see. No. Yeah. See, I can't share or nothing. I took a picture of it, and if you look at it, there's so many empty space in that tent. There is absolutely no fucking way. There's 3.5 pounds. And so when I'm listening to this, and I'm listening to the people on the show, and everybody's fucking fluffing this motherfucker up, and not one person says, wait a minute, that doesn't add up. I gotta think to myself, like, do the people really know that the numbers are wrong? Maybe they think the numbers are right because they just don't know. Or do they not care that he's just flat out lying to everybody and they just want to have a friend? I'm starting to think maybe I am the problem in the community because I have no problem calling out bullshit. And if nobody likes me calling out bullshit, then I'm just going to go away because everybody seems to be okay with the fucking bullshit year after year after year after year after year. I personally thought YouTube, because we even call it like the University of YouTube, I thought YouTube was a place that you're supposed to be able to go and learn things from. I didn't realize YouTube was just completely a fucking live fest anymore. I mean, you could just spit out any fucking bullshit that you want and it's perfectly okay and everybody's cool with it. And that's the new fucking popular. It's crazy to me. One and a half ounces out of a cup is, yeah, that would be, I mean, I usually average about 40 grams off a plant in a fucking 1 gallon with the quick flip. Now, is it possible that he could get 3.5 pounds in a 4x4? Let's talk about that for a second. I don't believe so. I don't know if anybody's seen what 3.5 pounds look like of fucking dry fucking weed. It's not tons. But a 3.5 pound dry weight out of a fucking 4x4, I'm calling bullshit. I mean, plus, I'm calling major bullshit when I look in your fucking tent and it's empty like a motherfucker. I can fit easily 21 gallons in a 4x4. So you did 24 solo cups. So you guys can see that already the math doesn't math. It's not going to fill the tent. Not with 24 solo cups. It ain't going to. Then here's another little fluff lie that he threw out there. He said the plant's for 45 days old. But then later in the conversation, because Chop asked questions, he says he put them in the cups on December 2nd. Well, yesterday was February 7th. So when I count, I don't have that many fingers and all, but when I do the math and I count, that's over 60 days. So 45 days, but we figure out that it's actually 17 days more than that. Almost 20 days. You can almost round it to a month because you're on the better side of a month. Why doesn't anybody call this shit out? Just nobody cares? Nobody gives a fuck if new growers, really learn how to grow or not? They just want to fucking pat each other on the ass and tell them good game. Okay. Maybe it's, maybe it's time for fucking crop to just go somewhere else because it's fucking crazy to me. I've been on it YouTube. I think it's going on like 7 years now. 7 years. And nothing's changed. Nothing's fucking changed. Nothing's changed. It's all the same bullshit. I know there's only 6 people here, so I'll just ask you guys, like, what do you guys think it is? I mean, are people really wanting to learn how to grow weed? Or people they just don't care that people throw out false numbers out there and it's never going to help a new grower coming onto the scene? I mean, just nobody cares? Or do they know the number's not right and they're just like, oh well, I don't. Or is it me? Am I the asshole for calling the bullshit? I mean, I don't. Well, I just look at it like this, Cap. 3.5 pounds. If that's 11 pounds wet, is 11 pounds of wet material filling or fitting in a 4x4. I mean, you know how much that is. I mean, 11 pounds of plant canopy. Would that even fit in a 4x4? And then, like you said, hydroponics. So now you're talking, you're going to have buckets in there, you're going to have lines in there. So now you're probably only going to have like maybe 4 plants in there. I just don't see it. I don't see 11 pounds of canopy plant material fitting in a 4x4. I don't see it. I mean, that's a lot of fucking plant material. you know, in a 4x4 space, not inside of a tent where the sides of the canopy can kind of fall out, you know, some. So it would be actually a bigger area than a 4x4, you know. I mean, sure. But confined in a 4x4 area, I don't see it. I just don't. 11 pounds of plant canopy material. I don't see it. Oh, you'd have to be fucking, I don't know. And then that brings me to another thing. Okay, so let's claim that let's pretend for a minute his numbers are right. Okay, let's say he's really pulling 3.5 pounds, which is not even fucking close. But anyways, let's say he is. If you're getting fucking top quality, fucking great bud, why would you take all that and wash it all? So let's think about it for a minute. We know that really good. I'm not a big time hash washer, so I don't really know the numbers. But I've heard of people fucking getting like 30% returns on pressing flowers. So let's take the numbers. 3.5 pounds. Everybody's like, fuck, dude, it's early. But 3.5 pounds. When you wash that, what's an average return back on that? What are we talking? I agree with you, Jeff. But I mean, what's the return on 3.5 pounds, you think? So we take 3.5 pounds of top quality fucking terpy fucking weed. We wash it all, and we end up with what, 30% return? Maybe. I don't know. I don't know what the numbers are really, but my point to that whole thing is once you wash it and you get, you know, whatever percent, and then you turn it around and you put it in the freeze dryer, which is great. Fucking, he does a great job of making the shit. I mean, if you ever look at his finished product, it looks amazing. It looks really good. I'd smoke the shit out of it. But now he puts it in the freeze dryer. Now he takes it out of the freeze dryer and then he presses it. And so now you get less return again. I just don't understand. I mean, and I understand people like to fucking, I do understand the fact that people like to do dabs. For me, I'm not a big dab guy. Makes me choke the fuck out. Like, and I just don't understand how you could take 100% of great terpy flower and break it down in a couple steps to where you end up with, I don't know what the number is. I'll be honest. I don't know what the number is. 25% of what your original bud was at the end. And I mean, I don't know that you ain't washing out other cannabinoids when you're doing the whole washing process. Or are you killing cannabinoids when you're doing the, you know, the freeze dryer? Or when you're, I just don't see the point of taking 100% great terpy flower and breaking it down to where you end up with fucking a little jar. I just, oh, okay. I gotta go check that out, Frank. I definitely gotta check that out. I know back in the day, I started growing in 2013. I lived in Washington State, so we had medical real early. So I was on the weed scene. I didn't start growing until later on. But I know that, you know, making dabs and making edibles and stuff like that back then was what you did with your byproduct, like your sugar leaf, your larf, your this, your that. I mean, you didn't take like your main fucking nicest flower and shit and process it out. That was done with You buy, you know, you used your fucking trim and shit. That's what you used to make your fucking cookies. The larf at the bottom. You know, the shit you didn't want it, the fucking buds, you just got to the end of trimming. You're like, oh, fuck it. I'm just throwing all the rest in the fucking, you know, like, and now I'm watching people fucking grow whole fucking tents out and doing the whole fucking, and I'm just going, huh. If it's really good flour to start, why do you gotta fuck with it? I mean, I understand some people can't smoke, so I can see them doing, you know, like they're making edibles or whatnot, fucking RSO or whatever. When I see a guy harvest a 4x4 tent, it's not full, granted, it's not full at all. But then you take it and you wash it off. And in the end, you end up with a little jar of fucking, looks really good, but you end up with this little jar of shit. Does that little jar of stuff get you higher than that flour would have? Mm-hmm. I don't know. Yeah, my opinion, my personal opinion, Cap, is outdoors is for oil production. Outdoors, absolutely. Take the whole fucking crop and wash it. Absolutely. Indoor, that's my medical flower. That's where I can control bugs. I can control environment. I can control everything indoors down to fucking, you know, that, in my opinion, is medicine. Now, outdoors with all the other factors, you know, you can't control shit. Shit, fucking bugs, caterpillars, fucking all the shit that you get outside. You know, rain. Some people talk about acid rain, whatever the fuck you want it. Outdoors, for me, oil production. Because I don't want to smoke the fucking shit that has all that pests and issues anyway. I would want to wash it, right? Your first thing is, well, just do a bud wash. Well, if you're going to do a bud wash on outdoors, you might as well just fucking wash it all into a hash and make some fucking rosin or something out of it. I mean, at least you're going to have a cleaner product. No, don't get me wrong. There's some places people can grow outdoors. The pest problems and stuff probably has nothing to do with nothing. You know what I mean? Like, they might not have barely any. But most places, you can't say that. You know, dirt, dust, fucking the neighbor's dog walks by and pisses in your fucking plant. You know, like all this stuff you have no control over outdoors. Well, and that's the thing, right? Like, I don't know. I'm not a scientist, so I don't know enough about the plant to say that when I bud wash it or make hash out of it or whatever, that I'm not losing other cannabinoids that I want that's in the flower, right? I want the full spectrum. And if you smoke flower and you're like, oh God, it just doesn't, then you need a different flower. Like, you should be able to smoke flower and be like, oh my gosh. You know, it sets you back in your chair, you're able to relax, it tastes good, fucking yeah. But if you're not getting that, then something's not right. If you gotta wash your bud to make it into a better product, that's what I always thought. Like, because that's what they're claiming, right? They're making it into a better product they like. But you know, like I always say, it's kind of like Hamburger Helper. You shouldn't need anything to help your meat source when you know, like, I always thought that was crazy. Like, wow, why don't you take your hamburger and make it into something to where it doesn't need help? Like, eat a fucking steak. Like, I don't know what to tell you. Like, if you got to put a ribbon on a turd to make yourself feel better, just know it's always a turd. It's still a turd. It's just got a ribbon on it. Looks pretty. Yeah. Like, I just never understood that. Oh, I don't like smoking flower. But then they bring out this fucking torch and they bring out a fucking glass rig and then they cook it. And I'm like, it kind of looks like you're smoking crack, but hey, you don't like smoking flower. So, now I'm not hating on anybody that does dabs. I mean, I know plenty of people that does dabs. You like dabs, fucking great. For me personally, I just don't understand why of taking perfectly good flour and turning it into a product where you have less of it. I mean, I would much rather have more flour than a little bit of fucking dabs. But if you grow super good flour, then you're going to understand that. You will understand that. When you smoke it and you're like, oh, this is so nice. I don't have to go in there and heat the fucking glass rig, fucking drop a piece in there and then cough for 20 minutes and then be like, oh, yeah. You know, like, no, I'm good on all that. And again, I'm not knocking anybody who does it, but I think I just personally think taking your really good flour. Maybe people don't have really good flour. Maybe that's the problem. You know, like you end up with a shit product, so you got to try to make something better out of it. Okay, I get it. That's the only way I can see how rosin is going to be better than really good flour. Is if realistically the flour was shit to start with. If it's shit product to start with, it doesn't always mean you're going to end up with shit product at the end. You can make that, you know, there again, you're going to put a fucking ribbon on it. It's going to look real good. So your mind's going to tell you it's fucking good. You're going to, oh, yeah, fucking great. I took a shitty product and I made a good product. Okay, whatever. Like, but I don't see it. No, it's all in the oxidation, right? Like you can take a fucking. That's another thing that's crazy because they'll pull early, right? So they get clearer trichomes. Make sure that none of them, because you don't want no degradation. So you got to have clear trichomes, and then the process of instantly washing it and put it in a freeze dryer. There's no oxidation time, so I believe that's why they're able to then take that product and then press it, and it comes out so clear. Um, I can't wait to watch Creative because I think Creative's going to do it, where he's going to show you like you can take a product and over time it'll get a lighter color. It won't necessarily fucking be dark. How he did, I don't know enough about all that because I'm a flower guy. You know, like why am I again? Why am I going to take my perfectly good flower, go out, buy all the equipment to wash it, and then turn around and spend 3,000 and up for a freeze dryer, and then turn around and spend another $500 for a dab press, all to take my good flour and turn it into a smaller amount of yield of good product. I mean, like, Yeah, most people. I don't think they want to know how to grow. No. Oh, I watched Frenchie. Frenchie was the shit. Frenchie was awesome. Well, in the legal markets, not only that, but you got to remember that they stick them in those giant fucking microwaves too to fucking eradicate anything that they want to pass fucking testing. So what are these big giant microwaves doing to the plants too? Like, what is it? We don't know. I just advocate straight up, just grow your own. Learn how to find somebody that fucking you can look at the garden and be like, holy shit, I like that. They're doing good. That's similar to what my space is. I want to follow that guy and follow that guy. Don't run around all these fucking YouTube channels because these motherfuckers are just going to fluff you up, tell you how great you're doing when you probably have a lot of room to improve. So you never improve because you think you're doing good because everybody's telling you you're doing good. And as long as your garden looks just as shitty as theirs, you don't know any better. All right. My wife used to love fucking buying dabs. She likes dabs. She does. She likes taking dabs. She would buy it from the dispo. She quit buying from the dispo. I'm like, you don't buy dabs anymore. How come you don't buy dabs anymore? She's like, why would I? This is what brought me to all this. She's like, why would I? I get more high and the taste is better off the flower that you grow. So that got me thinking, like, wait a minute. They're selling this shit for fucking top shelf quality fucking shit. But if my flower is better than what they're selling in their fucking dab fucking deal for top price, why the fuck would anybody make dabs if your flower is better? Like, I got to thinking about that. I'm like, that doesn't make any sense. Oh, absolutely. Absolutely. I'm not going to lie. I fucking do that every once in a while too. But I'll tell you that guys like Channel 2 got me scared of trying anybody's shit. I'll be honest with you. Oh, well, Frank, you already know why that is. I mean, you have these fucking guys that were against cannabis that jumped in as soon as it got legal because they had the money to do it. And when you got fucking somebody like Channel 2 come in and say, oh, I've been growing for fucking 25 years. I could grow this whole place out. We could knock this thing out. They hire that person because they don't fucking know shit. And then whatever that person's doing, they think it's right because fuck, dude's been growing 25. And then they lose their ass. And then, multiply that by all the fucking grow facilities out there. And then that tells you why the fucking weed in the dispensaries and shit are junk. I mean, everybody's stuck on certain things like drying. And drying, it's got to be 60-60. Yeah. No, it doesn't. It doesn't. But hey, if the guy's selling you the AC unit and selling you the fucking mini split, the fucking humidifiers, the fucking other shit, if they can convince everybody it needs to be 60-60, guess what? They all make money. They all make money. There's no fucking money in weed. Remember I said that. There's no money in selling weed, not long term. The money is in buying the equipment, like Lone Villain always says. The gold miners aren't the ones that made the money. It was the hardware store owner that sold them all their shit that made the money. Yeah, and it's over. I mean, would you take your complete harvest, all your fucking really good flour, and turn it all into concentrates? I mean, if that's your preference, then that's your. I don't. I mean, you got to grow a whole lot more then. And I mean, a really good product starting, you're going to end up with a really good product in the end, but you're going to end up with less of it. So if it's a good product in the beginning, good product in the end, why not just keep the good product in the beginning and have more? Oh. And what is it about smoking concentrates do people like better than smoking flower? I'm just curious on that. Yeah, but the stuff that you're doing fresh frozen, is that your tops, all your nice, A buds? Or is that all the stuff that's fresh frozen? Is that all the stuff that's closer to the bottom, like your larvier stuff and your B buds, things like that? Easier on their lungs? Fuck. Not for me. Yeah, my biggest book will be here Tuesday. Okay, that's okay. I can get behind that. It hits higher quicker. Yeah, Bingus is a good dude. I mean, I'm not really gonna talk about it. Like I've seen some of his plants and I kind of, but overall, fucking Bingus is a really good dude. I mean, that's kind of the question I asked, Frank. I mean, but uh, Butters has got kind of a good point there. Like if for him and other people, it can hit higher and quicker. So that's a question I got for you then, Butters. If it hits like that higher and quicker, does it drop off quicker also? Because for me, I mean, I can smoke dabs, fucking choke, fucking do all that for like 10, 15 minutes. Yeah, I feel like I'm fucking really head high, but I really wonder if it's I'm head high or if I got fucking lack of oxygen to the brain from fucking coughing so much. And then it doesn't last, the high doesn't last any longer than the flower does. And I mean, that could be, also maybe I'm taking the dabs too hot or something. Like I'm not gonna blame it on fucking. It's probably me, but like I say, that isn't enjoyable to me at all. Not like flower. What's up, John? Yeah, I mean, people's receptors could be fucking firing different, like. It's just something I always wondered, like, just going off just my experiences. I mean, I'm one person out of many. And talking about growing the plant is kind of pointless because nobody fucking listens. So, like, I'm to the point where, like, I want to fucking, I'd rather talk about enjoying the really good fucking cannabis after you've grown it, because everybody's going to tell you their weed's fucking great. So let's get that out of the way right off the bat. Everybody's weed's great. That's what everybody's going to say. So what's the best way to consume it? Is it better to make concentrates? Is it better to keep it in flower form? I know it's going to vary from the person. I used to fucking roll fucking just joints, I'd use a little fucking roller, be tight, be loose, whatever, like fucking no filter, no crutch, no nothing in it. And after Mikey Bo said, "You don't use it," he goes, "You don't use a crutch?" And I was like, "No." I was like, "I don't even know how to fucking fold a crutch." And he's like, "Ooh." And then he fucking sent me over to Proper Joints. And I was watching that shit. And I was like, "Oh my God." There's actually, because around me, there ain't nobody rolling fucking joints like I do now. But when I watched it, I was like, "Oh my God, this is actually a thing. Like, you can roll fucking better joints." So when I started to do it, I noticed you can taste the weed all the way fucking through the whole joint. It burns nicer. It's just more enjoyable. So I got to thinking, like, fuck, if I don't know about it, then maybe other people don't know about it either. Like. Yeah, fuck. At this point, yeah. Now that I roll these fucking type joints, it's. But then I was smoking a joint yesterday, and I was thinking about it, and I was smoking a joint, and I'm looking, and I'm going. But if we can't get people to the point of growing good plants and learning how to grow, they'll never have the yield to be able to roll 2.5, 3 gram joints every time. Because I remember back in the day when I was a plant killer, if I rolled 2.5, 3 gram joints, fuck man, I'd run out quick. But I'm not sure if people really want to know how to grow weed or if they just, genuinely want to make friends. Like they'd rather have friends and have mediocre plants. But I can tell you this, those people that you think are your friends that are just internet people aren't going to be there to fill your pipe when you need to get high. Your weed will be if you do it right. Shit. Well, nobody used crutches when I was 12. Nobody was using crutches. Yeah, I mean, I just get tired of coughing. Maybe if I had, an e-nail and everything dialed into where I could fucking have it at the perfect temperature every time or something like that, maybe it would be more enjoyable for me. But I'm really enjoying the flower, so I'm like, God, do I go out and spend this money on better shit to smoke it at concentrate when I'm already really enjoying the flower? I think for me, nah, it's not worth it. Yeah, only weed. Well, and I think we need to hold ourselves more accountable, right? Like if you're going to come on the internet and you're going to make claims, then, people should hold them accountable. Like if you're a good grower and the person's fucking just straight bullshitting, you should ask the questions. You can be nice about it. Be like, I've been growing a while and I'm pretty okay at growing. And I've seen numbers and the numbers you're claiming ain't adding up. Like just ask the questions. Get to the bottom of it. Find out why they think they need to give you a number that's not real. Like, I mean, oh yeah, resin. And I'm not telling you nobody should take their butt. Take your butt and do whatever the fuck you want with it. You should be proud of it. You should consume it the best way possible for you. But for me, I feel like it's a waste. Fishing stories, yeah, pretty much. But you shouldn't have to do that, right? Like, I shouldn't have to, like, decipher what the person really saying through what they're saying. Like, oh, you say you're gonna get 3.5 pounds in your 4x4. Okay, so I know you're only gonna get maybe 1.5 pounds, maybe. Like, if you get the pound. Like, I shouldn't have to fucking do that, Like, I understand there's not enough good growers out there to just look at your garden and go, nope, those numbers aren't there. I mean, but I mean, either there isn't enough good growers out there to do that, or people just don't care. And if they really don't care, then why the fuck are they on YouTube? Why are they even here? Like, if you don't care to call the shit out or to correct somebody, then you're never going to be a good friend either. Because a good friend is going to call out shit when you're fucking up. Like, oh, it's definitely worth it, especially for people that can't smoke. And realistically, I know people fucking go, oh my God. But RSO put into, I'd say, probably maybe a single aught or a double aught capsule in a suppository for cancer patients would be the best way. Nobody wants to stick anything in their ass, though. So, and it's not that I'm necessarily trying to criticize people like that, but I got to ask the questions, because if I don't ask the questions, then you don't think about it, right? So if you never think about it, then it's never a thought in your mind. But if I ask the questions and you start thinking about it, you can, then you can either give me logical explanations, or you can go, wow, what am I doing this for? Like, I don't give a fuck. Do whatever the fuck you want. Realistically, you can do whatever you want. Like, but doesn't mean I'm not going to ask the questions. Doesn't mean I don't want to call out bullshit when bullshit's happening. Like, just do the math. I mean, once you start doing the math, I mean, you can see really quick how. I mean, I'd rather hear somebody say, "Fuck, I don't know how much. I don't ever weigh it. I just wash it and fucking make hash and then use the freeze dryer and then press it." I mean, because if you ask him, like, okay, the number's 11 pounds in the beginning, what do you end up with at the end? Now, if you look at his end number results, you're going to go, oh my God, that's horrible. Versus the starting result, you're going to be like, wow, so you spent all that time growing that to get an ounce. Ooh. But I mean, if that's what somebody prefers. I mean, that's what somebody prefers. But the numbers aren't math. I'm just, I mean, and I'm not gonna lie, it kind of pisses me off when I hear guys fucking just talking this guy up about his sea of green fucking bullshit. Like, oh my god, the most fit, blah 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 blah. I've been doing this over a fucking year, and nobody doesn't talk about me doing it like that. You know, nobody fucking blows smoke up my ass like that. And I'll give you fucking true numbers. But hey, I'm fucking chopped. I've never really been taking that seriously. And I'm just to the point where I don't give a fuck anymore. You know, if I decide to, I'm going to call this shit out and I'll do it on any fucking channel that you're on. I might even hit the link. Probably won't last long on your stream because you guys think it's hate for me fucking wanting to know the truth. Because I'm really at the point of where, like, I just feel like I spin my wheels on YouTube. There's like no fucking, I feel like there's really no place for me. I don't know. What up, Sammy? What up, Seymour? Oh, yeah. Well, because big terps, you got to remember plant count is veg time. The more plants you have, the less veg time to fill the space. Less plants you have, the longer veg it takes to fill the space before you go into flower. You can do it with 100 plants. You can do it with 1 plant. It's all a matter of what you want to do. But I can tell you that doing it with 1 plant is not going to be that efficient. I mean, if you want to talk about efficiency-wise, quick flip, in my opinion, is you're getting to where you're the most efficient for your time. That's the most important thing inside your indoor growth space anyway. It's going to be time. I mean, flower is always going to be fucking 60 days. And just like veg, most of the time when you look at people's gardens, the issues are they always start in veg. And people will just kind of try to fix it and then just move into flower with issues, and then they get what they get. They start having issues in flower, and now they got to recover, and then they got to take fucking another extra month or 2 to recover, and now they just veg for 4 or 5 months, and they put it into flower. It stretches to 6, 7 feet, and you got to strip fucking 5 feet off the bottom. I mean, yeah, Cav fucking shit. Cav's an open book, I'll tell you. Well, we don't have time for big plants indoors. We don't have space because we're indoors. So, and you got to think about the lights that we use, right? Again, the lights that we use are fucking, they only work so good. You know, they only penetrate so far. You know. Here, I'll play this one more time. So everybody, this is a perfect.
And then having a good team.
What do you think the number one thing people do wrong is in the grow or with plants? that you've seen?
I think people waste a lot of space. You don't need a 6-foot tall plant to hit your numbers. Like the more, like I shoot for a 4-foot tall plant and I want my canopy depth a certain height. Certain strains I can get away with more canopy depth, others I can't, depending on, leaf density and, calic ratios and everything else. But I don't think people maximize their space well. And I see a lot of people wasting time and energy and money on a plant that you could have done more with less. Like you don't need to grow a 6-foot tall plant. You just don't.
To strip the bottom 4 feet off.
Yeah. It's crazy.
It's always
Pull
my
it all.
favorite.
It's
Throw
crazy.
some pavins in there. Pull it all. Yeah.
See, and those guys are nutrients companies. That's Drip Hydro and that's Power SI. Those guys, you hear them laughing, right? You hear them like 6-foot tall plant so you can turn around and strip the 4 feet off the bottom. But people don't pick up on that. They don't understand that. But like I've been preaching for fucking ever, you only get 2 feet of penetration with your light. Like they just told you, 6-foot tall plant strip 4 feet off the bottom, leaves you 2 foot at the top. People don't even, they want to listen to the nutrients companies only when they think it's what they want to hear. But I can tell you, nobody's like purposely growing fucking huge plants like that. Most of the time, the problem's going to be because they got to recover. Something happened. Now they got to recover. Now they're going to over veg. You're here, Cap. Ain't very many people here. But check it out. This is Cav's Hindu pucker. How many plants? 2 plants. 2 plants. 10 plants. 8 plants. Fill the fucking space. Fill the space. Fill your space. You the space, man. I put some seeds down yesterday. I put down some snail trail, exotic genetics, and I put down finally Dr. Sleep. Main sentiment and the trails, the snail trail was sent to me by ADHD. I'll show you some moms, but I got one plant that's like fucking shit. It always does because it's strawberry cough. Strawberry cough is a fucking bitch to grow. But I got blueberry cookies, and I got fucking Ben and Gary's. You see the big ass fucking strawberry cough back there? She's such a fucking finicky plant to grow. But then I got super buck cherries, and then these down here are all my seeds. These are all School of crop cherries. You can see that fucking plant back there. They let the big old fucking plants in the 2-gallon. It always looks like that. It always got fucking leaves that look like shit. It always, I don't know. And if you ask anybody else that's grown that same one, it's fucking does the same thing. I don't know. The only reason why I even have it still is because I told somebody to make sure I want to get them cuts. So, fuck, it's been a nightmare though, because I'll grow a plant like that, take like 2 or 3 of the best clones off the top, throw the rest of the plant away, grow new like. But I mean, I told the guy that I would get him clones, and so I'm still working on it. That's what I told him. So I take up that space for that. Yeah, exotic's pretty good. I got 2 different phenos of Ben and Gary's, and they're both pretty good. I don't know which, I hate to keep 2, but I'll probably keep the number 3 just because it ended up fucking like a rotten fruit, almost like a rotten banana. Which plant? Because, oh yeah, see, this smells so fucking good. Well, I got one of my seeds is the super crop cherries. It's got sawtooth. It's got the sawtooth going on. Ooh, moon rocks. Well, I mean, you don't ever want mold anywhere in your grow. You don't want mold on your. Yeah. Roll up a fucking joint, I guess. First joint of the day. Is that why it's so fucked up? That's the fucking Kyle Cushman strawberry cough. And shout out to Creative. That's where I got that from. What Big KR? Big KR made me do it. Big KR makes me shit on people. No, I'm not trying to shit on people, though. I'm really not. I'm just trying to hold people accountable for what they allow in the community, Why do we allow it? Would you allow somebody to lie in straight to your face, like in real life? Then why would you waste your time on YouTube and allow somebody to do it on YouTube? I'm telling you, that doesn't help new growers. And fucking new states are coming on fucking constantly. New places are becoming legal for people to grow all over the place. Why in the fuck would you constantly still be okay with people lying to people? And you ain't got to be mean about it. Just be like, I don't believe that. And when they're like, you know, at least then other people will be like, oh, wait, if he's not believing those numbers, then maybe those numbers aren't right. Maybe that's not something that I can do and pull off big numbers. I'm trying fucking turp bags for the first time. See how well they work. Long-term storage turkey bags aren't the way. I guess maybe if you put in a moisture pack and, you know, put the whole thing in a bucket with a lid. Oh, fuck. What do you mean what happened now, VK? Like, same shit, just a different fucking show. People fucking fluffing on their fucking numbers. That's just a shitty. So I don't consider to be part of the fucking cannabis community because I'm not going to put myself in a lump with a bunch of fucking dishonest people. And the shitty part is, like I say, the new growers don't know any better. We do. But for some reason, people are perfectly okay with bullshit numbers. That's going to be the new thing now too, right? Giving out wet weight. I mean, I understand because he doesn't fucking dry it because he washes it and makes hash. I get that. I'd like to see how he weighs it though. I mean, that's crazy. He must be weighing it like, he said though, that's bucked. No stock. That's all bucked down. Wow. Right, man. I mean, I guess they're trying to impress the people that don't know any better because the real growers are going, what the fuck? You know, and I don't know. Those are the channels and those are the shows that get all the views though. So I guess you want views and clicks and subs and all that shit, then you gotta just straight up bullshit people. Yeah, it's stupid. I ain't gotta smoke your weed. I can look at it though and tell you that it's, I mean, I might not be able to see exactly how dense it is, but when you hold it in your hand and you hold the lighter in your hand and I can see the comparison of the two, you know, like, I know the weight's not there. I know that what you're claiming is not. I've grown shitty plants. I've grown good plants. So I know the numbers on both sides of it. And when you're given a number That's higher than what a really good grower does with shitty plants. Everybody already knows. And I guess nowadays, though, everybody wants to be friends. I don't mind making friends, but if you're trying to make friends with people that are dishonest, you're on the fucking wrong fucking path already. Like, and if they're being dishonest with you, they're not trying to be a good friend to you. Oh, that'll never happen, friend. It just won't happen. Cantankerous duckfoot. They can't grow cantankerous duckfoot. I wasn't even talking about duckfoot, but Seymour wants to get attention, so everybody give Seymour attention. Super Bob, what's up, buddy? Yeah, I mean, some people like mutants, some people don't. I mean, like, Frank's always been into that. He got Freak Show. Fuck. When did you get those Freak Show seeds from fucking from dude that came from Shift Changer? That was fucking years ago. So he's been working with it. Like, you put time and effort into it, man. The guy wants to fuck with it, go. I don't have to smoke it or grow it, so. Mikey Bose. Oh, my autos? They ain't good. I got. What did I end up getting? I think I averaged a little over 6 ounces a plant. Which, to me, that's great, because I didn't fucking have to do shit to them. Stuck them in the fucking back. In the flower tent. Just water them when they need it. I definitely, I was against autos, but I can definitely see their place now. And I'll be honest, it was really good. Fucking mango smile. I still got some. It's good. I can dig an auto. I think I'm going to do some autos outside. I got some more manifesto seeds. Again, ADHD. Yeah, mango smile is good. It's good. Yep. Manifesto. Yeah. Marilyn Monroe, huh? I think that's it's like got White Widow in it. I can't remember now. It's been a long time. Said all one day of it. This thing fucking jams up my grinder. Marilyn Monroe. Yeah, I can't remember what that cross was. I want to say it's got White Widow in it, if I remember. Or no, maybe it's Barry White. Can't remember now. Yep, I just started it yesterday, real. Yep. Had to get that shit going. I can't wait. Dr. Sleep is fucking good. Hopefully I get that fucking purple one that I got last time. Didn't really matter though. It was both the green and the purple was good. You just gotta make sure you label your shit good. You know, you go to toss out a plant, you think you remember what's what. And get something to eat. Yeah, Dr. Sleep is good shit. High CBN. That's what I need. Helps me with the headaches. That and it makes me nap. Well, I think everything makes me nap. Maybe if I didn't get up at like 2 o'clock in the morning and shit. I can only sleep like fucking max like 4 hours at a time. But it's crazy, like if I take a nap or it's bedtime, I sleep the same amount of time. I don't take like quick naps. I'll fucking sleep. I'll take a nap for like 3 hours. So it's like I'm napping all the time. All I do is nap. Ooh, yeah, fucking Dr. Sleep is good. Yeah, not for daytime use. Yeah, you gotta fucking pound that fleshlight out. I don't know, something about when it's pitch black, it just hits different. Nap on what? What do you got? Easy. Oh, Baby Yoda's supposed to be good. Yeah, so did I. I would smoke it all day long. I mean, I nap just as much as I nap regularly. Now that, you know, I really think about it. You know, go to bed at like 10, wake up at 2, maybe 3 o'clock in the morning. You know, drink coffee, hang out, do whatever. Fucking take another nap like noon o'clock. It's a fucking losers. I'm out. Yeah, I might well lose it again. What are you smoking on right now, man? I don't remember the shit you harvest last, but you always harvested something, it seems like. Banana purple punch. Ooh. Oh, you're early everything. We know you didn't go anywhere. I mean, autoflowers have their place for sure. I mean, again, you got to think about autoflowers, right? And you got to think about plant killers. Like, if they have issues with every plant they grow, and then now they're doing it with an autoflower, and now they don't have time to fucking recover or nothing like that because autoflower is just going to do its own thing. So then they end up with a shitty fucking harvest with a shitty plant. And then they tell everybody fucking autoflowers suck. I mean, I had pretty decent fucking yield off autoflowers for the very first autoflowers I ever grew. I mean, I was thinking, like, I think it was, I said it averaged about 6 each, but it was like just under 12 ounces for both of them. So that's probably a little less than 6 each on average. But I mean, for doing nothing, throwing a fucking, I mean, I topped it once and it was under 18.6. So, I mean, it's like free weed. And, you know, so if you're going to have space for a while in your veg tent, throw in a fucking autoflower or two. Keep your space full. An hour and a half already. But yeah, I'm really strongly considering the going away thing. But just, I mean, if I can't go to YouTube and find something fucking decent to watch, and that's something I can learn, if I can't do that, then what's the fucking point? If everywhere I'm going to go to try to watch something about weed is going to be bullshit and lies, what's the fucking point? What's the point? Hmm. Are you out of seeds of all that? Yeah. Is that why it's clone only? Or are you just done giving it out? Hell yeah, I want to see the garden. You want? Here, I'll drop the fucking link. Damn it. I think there was fights last night. A lot of guys are probably still in bed. Damn, too bad you weren't going fucking further south. Kansas City, like 6 hours from there. Refill. Anybody can come show their God if they want. Just know that I call out bullshit. It's only for your own good. I'm only trying to keep you honest. Honest. I know a lot of people say, who cares if they're not telling you the right numbers? You know, like, does it really hurt you any? Who cares? Like, well, yeah, because they're being a dishonest person. Like, is that what we've come down to where people just don't care if somebody lies to you? Or, what up, brother?
What's happening, bro?
Oh, nothing much. Just fucking, I like doing early shows. I thought this morning I'd do really early.
This is one of my auto flowers.
Yeah, look at that. That fucking thing's a beast.
This is a 4-foot space.
Wow.
And you can see there's only a little bit over here that it doesn't fill. And
Yeah, but that's an auto flower. That's a big auto flower.
yeah. Yeah, I mean, they're not little buds either. Like,
No.
you know what I mean?
Right. Most people, you don't want them to touch it because it looks a lot smaller. But
Right. That's why I like to try to put my hand next to them so people can understand.
right,
Because I certainly don't have a fucking small hand either.
right.
And this is my next auto flower right here. Oh, well, that one's the watermelon Skittles from Barney's Farm. It's the second one I did. The first one I got 20 ounces off from. This one I think is going to be comparable. Maybe, I don't know. It's going to be close.
And how long did it take you to grow it?
The first one I harvested, I believe it was around day 97. One thing I don't do is I don't ever chop my autos early. I like to make sure they are 100% finished. So I don't mind running them out. You know, they're usually just in my veg space. So
Right.
the light's on there regardless. You know what I'm saying?
And when you got a stockpile of weed, you're not in a hurry to harvest either.
Yeah, exactly. I don't ever run out. So, and then this is the Gorilla cookies right here. And this is only on like day 40 from seed right here.
Oh, nice.
That one's right now is 77 right now for this plant. 77. So I'm not real sure. I don't think it's gonna go as long as the first one did. But it's gonna go probably 90 days. I'm thinking. So
Yeah, probably a couple more weeks, huh?
yeah, it's got a couple more weeks for sure. And honestly, if you think about it, most of the people that grow autos, they look at this right here, they'd be like, "Oh, I'm chopping that tomorrow," when they're losing out on so much.
Oh yeah, you're gonna lose a lot of yield if you were to cut that right now.
Yeah, I mean, they're pretty dense. You know, you can't really squeeze these ones. But you come down to this one. This one's a little bit softer. You know what I mean? But in 2 more weeks, all of these will be completely solid.
Yep. And the trichrome production should be a lot better by the end.
Yeah.
So, I mean,
yeah. And
people don't understand.
running the Athena, and that one's on fade now. So we'll see.
Sweet.
We'll see what it does. And then I got some new babies here. This is my next auto. It's gonna be a strawberry cola. Then I got a Runts feminized seed here, photo period. And this is Troublemaker from Taste Buds.
Oh, nice. That's a good looking fucking solo cup plant.
Yeah, this is a clone. I started the seeds when I really shouldn't have, so I just take clones and get rid of the big ones. All of these ones right here are pretty much just mothers that are gonna.
Yeah, I mean that's just
clone.
That's just what you got to do when you grow indoors. You know, the mom gets so big, you've taken so many clones, you just refresh her.
You know, but I mean, this thing could go into flower last week. You know what I mean?
Yeah, that's bigger than what I put into flower.
Yeah.
In a solo cup.
Here's my Dr. Sleep mother.
Oh, hell yeah. I love a fucking Dr. Sleep.
Yeah. And then I got Rude Girl. This is also from Taste Buds. I did these two Taste Bud ones because one was supposed to be like 29% and the other one was supposed to be like 36% THC. So I figured I'd give them a try.
Yeah, might as well try it. Why not?
Yeah. And I got a ton of seeds, so fuck it, right?
Yeah, absolutely.
No sense in saving them. But this one right here, the GG4 Sherbert Fast Flower from 420 Fast Buds. It's a photo period, but it's a fast flowering photo. Was done 100% complete in 54 days of flower.
Wow.
And had this plant and a Bubba Kush in a 3x3 and my GG4 Sherbert with only 9 real colas had 14 ounces of weed on it.
Wow.
It was fucking insane, dude. Insane. I could not even believe it. The colas were like 40 and 50 grams a piece.
Yeah, and you still didn't get 3.5 pounds out of a 4x4. Like,
yeah,
these numbers that people, I cringe, you know, because it's like, man, real growers will tell you right up, like, yeah, you can pull a lot, but your numbers are really inflated. Like real will tell you real numbers. But, you know, Maine will tell you.
New. That's the brand new from Copycat right here. And that's all the new ones I got. And then here's the Rude Girl. One plant.
Wow.
In the 3x3.
Hell yeah.
She's stacking up pretty good. It's got like no frost though. We're on day 23 or something. So who knows? Maybe it'll turn on, but if it doesn't, we'll throw it in the trash and we'll start over.
Yeah. Don't be scared.
This is the GG4 Sherbert.
God, it should be good.
Yeah,
it should be really good.
Again, one plant in a 3x3. Look at the stalk on that bitch.
Oh yeah, hell yeah. And Coco?
Hell yeah. Yep. Coco and Athena for the win.
Are you watering like every day?
I water this. This gets 2 gallons a day. 1 gallon in the morning, 1 gallon in the afternoon. Yeah. And look, she is just loving it. No burnt tips. No burnt tips. Nice and green. Everything's fucking happy. She frosty as shit.
Are you using the hypochloric acid?
Hypochloric acid? Which one's that?
The cleanse. Are you using the cleanse?
I don't use the cleanse until I start, like the last 2 or 3 weeks.
Yeah. So yeah, I cut it out too. I was running it all the way through, and what I noticed is it seemed like I wouldn't get the same fucking terps and shit.
Yeah. Well, figure you got to figure it rinses everything out, and I also I use a little recharge, like
Yep.
once a week. Plus, I use amino treatment. So
Yep.
I don't want to kill all my microbes with the cleanse, and that's why
Right.
I stop. That's why I don't use it through most of the grow.
Yeah, I feel like it was kind of pointless that you add all this nutrients in, and then the very last thing you add in is the fucking hypochloric acid, and it like just eats everything away. Like, what are you?
Yeah, I agree. Yeah, I couldn't understand it, and I couldn't see a benefit to it, so I just don't. I don't use it until the end.
Now, maybe if you were running drippers all the time or something, but I still wouldn't run it every time.
Right. Yeah, I could see where if you were in drippers, it would be handy.
But again, we're gonna.
There's the doctor. Dr. Sleep right here.
Oh yeah, Dr. Sleep.
One plant.
I heard Copycat was gonna be done doing Copycat.
I heard that too. But stacks right up, man.
Yeah, it does.
And even these buds down here will be the same as the buds that are coming off the side of your colas. You know what I mean? It's fucking awesome.
And dense, fucking frosty.
Yeah. And this is on day 50 today, right here.
Oh, nice. You're getting close then.
Yeah, I've got about 2 more weeks.
Yeah.
And I just got to decide what's coming in here. I'm either going to put the brand new. It's either going to be that brand new, or it's going to be this one here, the Troublemaker, because I haven't flowered this out yet.
Ooh, that's probably the one you should do.
Yeah, that's what I'm thinking. I want to do this one because it's just about the perfect size. If I get it transplanted, maybe the middle of this week, and then have 7 to 10 days of being in its pot before I stick it in flower, it should do pretty well.
Yeah, you give it that 7 to 10 days to let the fucking roots stretch out a little bit.
Yeah.
Flipper.
And I'm thinking I might take 4 of the brand new. I might take 4 clones off from that. I might do 4 of those in a 3x3 just to see, just for the fuck of it.
Well, you can
One thing I never do multi-plant monocrop in a tent. If I do a monocrop, it's just one plant. But anytime I've done, multiple plants, it's always multiple strains, and the shit never grows the same. So my fucking canopies are all lopsided, and so.
Well, then you gotta feed different, and then you gotta water different, and then you got for me, it's just a pain in the ass. I like being able to monocrop. I just figure under a light, right? Whatever light you use, if it's a 2x2, 2x4, 4x4 light.
Right.
If you're doing a bigger light, of course you're going to have more plants. So in a case like that, as long as you can get a strain that grows really similar to each other, you can get away with doing it. But unless I wouldn't even try it because.
Yeah, well, see, my problem is I grow a lot from seeds, so I don't know what to expect. So, I end up fucking screwing myself. I'll end up with one that's 4 feet tall on that side and 2 feet tall over here, and it's fucking drives me crazy. But.
Well, and that sucks. So people don't know what we're talking about is when you end up with an uneven canopy like that. The light has to be higher up here for the taller plants, and now the lower plants aren't getting the same PPFD, so you may end up with less weight and less yield. Yep. So that's a thing.
And the overall expression of the plant isn't even going to be the same,
Right.
So, and this is a 800 plus watt light right here that I have on about 75%.
There you go. And look at that bucket. That's an autoflower in the back, if you guys didn't catch that.
Yeah, autoflower there and autoflower here. This one really needs to hurry up because this one is, and in another week, this is going to be as tall as that. I guarantee it.
Yeah.
This Gorilla Cookies is going crazy. And this is getting a gallon a day right
And
here.
what size pot is that in? A 5 gallon?
3.
3 gallon.
3 gallon.
So I mean, look at how much he's gonna have off of 3 gallons of cocoa.
That's all I run. It's 3 gallons now. I was doing some 1 gallons, but the fucking plants like to fall over. So I said, screw that.
Well-
I'll put them in 3 gallons.
That's the thing, right? Like if you're gonna do 1 gallons and if you're gonna try to flour 1 gallons, you gotta have a lot of them together.
Yep. Or you got to have a lot of fucking yo-yos.
I call it the lean on me
Yeah.
because
Well, the GG4 sherbet that I got the 14 ounces off, it was in that tent, had another plant in there, but the other plant wasn't as big.
yeah,
And I fucking came in here one day, dude. The whole plant was laying out of the tent. The GG4 sherbet decided I'm out and just fucking was just laying right out of the tent. So I had to take some yo-yos and put them on it so it wouldn't jump out of the tent no more.
that's the thing, right? Like that's the thing good growers deal with. They grow with their plants are getting so fucking big they're trying to leave. They're trying to
Right.
figure out how to leave the house.
Yeah, I got to get out of here. I got no room.
Yep.
Yep. All right, brother. Well, I'm gonna pop off of here. I got to get my shit turned back on. Fucking humidity's going through the roof.
Oh yeah. Get your fans and shit back on. I
Yep.
appreciate you jumping up. It's always good seeing you hit because
Yeah, bro. Thanks for having me. And
you're a
you know,
good
I
grower.
always enjoy showing my stuff on your channel. You appreciate it, and I know most of the people watching appreciate good weed. So
The if you guys want to know about autoflowers, go over there and sub up to me because
I can answer your questions, but the chances of content are pretty slim.
yeah, I mean, talk to them. I mean, good growers. That's what happens, right? Good growers just slowly start fading off.
Yeah.
And
Well, I mean, when everybody just wants to watch plant killers and shit, it's not really worth it for somebody that really knows what they're doing and wants to share real information.
right,
People don't want the real information. They're looking for that secret thing that nobody does because they think it's better, you know?
right. They like to have that instant gratification. I want to feel good right now, and that's just not the way the fucking shit works.
No, definitely not. But, all right,
I
brother.
appreciate you, brother.
Peace out. Have a great day.
You too, buddy.
All right. Bye.
Yeah, Maine crushes it. He's fucking autoflower king. He is the autoflower king. I think Green CK or whatever his name was, didn't he do autoflowers too? I can't remember. I thought there was somebody else that did autoflowers pretty good too. Yeah, you see that troublemaker in that solo cup? I was fixing to fucking wreak havoc on that solo cup. Oh, fucking rats are making all kinds of noise. Fuck. What are you doing? Oh, you get it go. Four little fucking rats. As soon as the light comes on, it's funny because then they scurry. They scurry off to fucking find the darkness. You guys want to see these little fuckers? I'll show you. Turn. Let's see what goes into there. There's a little food dish. They're running around and shit now. My little makeshift. I got my little water bottle here for them. The little food dish in there. I got vent holes in the side, so I just took one of the vent holes, made it bigger, stuck the fucking nozzle in. Then made me some holes for the hanger. So it holds this bottle and it holds the lid closed even more. Plus I got these because you see this. These are $4 a piece. Good little rats. Not supposed to play with your food. I know. What's up, bud? You gotta slide over. Come on. Scoot over. Scoot over. No, you gotta scoot over. Come on. Come on, Thor. Come on. Come on. No, you gotta scoot over. Fucking dog. Come on. Come on. Watch out. You don't even get up. You fucking just scooch to the edge. Gives me a little spot to sit on the chair. Fucker. You shitty boy. You shitty boy. Those rats right there, they're actually, they can be considered also a mouse or mice. They are native to Africa. Those are what they call African soft furs. They're the native rats to ball pythons. So a lot of times if you have trouble getting a ball python to eat, if you can get the African soft furs, for whatever reason, instinct, the scent and everything, they just know that's food and they fucking, we have our 2,000 gram female that's all she'll eat. When I first got her, she really wasn't eating a lot. Like she wasn't, like I guess she wasn't really eating at all. It took her a couple of weeks to just get used to her deal, and then you'd have to turn off all the lights, like make it super dark and shit like that. And then, but now, like, I'll throw one of those in there, fucking within a couple minutes. She's not fucking. She don't care anymore. Light, no light. She's fucking. I don't know how many of you ever seen a fucking. Seen a 2,000 gram fucking snake fucking hit a rat, but it's kind of brutal, but awesome. Damn. Must be the acetone. Ooh, first smoke of the day is what I my lighting, my camera, everything fucking sucks. Yeah, look, you fuck around, you get the fucking chainsaw. Oh, fuck around. Well, there's that fucking coffin I was talking about when I take dabs. Except I'm doing it with a fucking joint. I'll be honest though. The Ben and Gary's does make me cough. Oof. Yeah, man. That's I was gonna say that, but I don't think some people understand that. Like they're just smoking, so they don't understand. Like there's a way to smoke a joint, right? Like if you take a quick, like 2-second pull, and then take your joint, here, I'll show you, and hold it like this. Hold your joint like this. And what that does is the heat rises up. See, the ash insulates the cherry, right? It insulates the cherry, keeps it from being really super hot. You hold it like this, and it allows that oil ring to run up, and then it smolders. You're not burning it, you're smoldering it. So when you take a fucking hit, you're like vaping it. You're not burning it. I mean, there's weed etiquette, and that's kind of what I want to go. I want to go in that direction. You know, yeah. Smoking this way, you're not gonna taste. You know, you get towards the end of a joint, and normally you kind of. And some people say they enjoy that, but I really don't. You can kind of taste the fucking resin. You know, like I don't want to smoke resin, so I don't want that taste. I want to fucking taste the weed all the way down. Like if you grind it right, you roll it right, pack it right, however you want to do it, done right, you will enjoy the weed all the way through. And then you take a couple second pull, you know, and then, like I say, you hold it upside down like that, and then wait, at least wait 20, 30 seconds before you pull off it again. And why? And you're doing that because you're allowing that cherry to cool back down, right? Because when you hit it, it heats up to the hottest point, right? So then you got to let that cool down a little bit. And then you hit it, you know, you're going to enjoy it a lot better. Your joints aren't going to run. You're not going to, I mean, you know, you got to pack it right. You got to grind it right. I mean, end up with fucking the fucking fattest fucking resin ring The fucking cherry fell off, or the ash fell off. You get the fattest fucking resin rings. Do you want to smoke that, or do you want to smoke the flower? You might end up smoking that eventually. A little bit. It's like vaping it and dabbing and smoking all at the same time. I don't know. For me, it's just way more enjoyable. Spider mites. Oh yeah, my joints. Yeah, I add the spider mites at the end. I forgot to tell you, like a topper. I got a jar over here full. I just reach in, grab me a little pinch, and I pack it in the end of the fucking joint. They'll eat up that resin ring, so you don't have to eat the resin. The spider mites will do that for you. Or you can take the spider mites and you dip them in the resin ring, and then they kind of taste like shit, but they're really good protein. Wait, what? Shit, are we still live? Fuck, I'm by myself. I'm by myself, and I like it. I just don't work well with others. I try. I do. And I know it's me. My tolerance for things are not very high. Show you something else real quick. A little trick. If you notice, see, that's a little uneven burnt. So if you put that uneven part at the top and just hold it here for about 20 seconds, all the heat of this is going to go to the top. And it'll burn that right there. And it'll make it even. Weed etiquette 101. Stay tuned or get fucked. I don't know. Mama said I had a face for radio. I don't know what that means. Oh, you see that? Monster Jam at the Coliseum. Get your tickets now. Exclusively gonna be there with the Super Boss. I don't know. I need a manager. Get me some gigs. Yeah, this is. Here we go. I hit another fucking acetone pocket. No, I brought the chainsaw on because I needed the gas because I was making some full cannabis extract, and I thought, well, what the fuck? A little bit of the gas to fucking thin it out. I got a really bad headache while I was making it, but should be all right. I trim my buds with a steel chainsaw. Get your chainsaw now. It's a 2-stroke. You know. Okay. And that's what it's called too. I call it the 2-stroke. Don't tell nobody that. This is a secret. I'm not patenting that shit. Hey, look. I always use premium. I always use premium. Go look it up on Google. I bet you someone will tell you it's all right. And then we call it the crud. You know what the crud is? They used to call it like shitty. I've had some of the shittiest jobs. You've ever cleaned out fucking like oil tanks, big huge fucking oil tanks? All that shit, nasty sludge and shit at the bottom. That fucking ugh. That was the crud at the bottom. Like that's why when he said that, after seeing the way he made those, I was like, "Oh shit, that is the crud, motherfucker, motherfucker." Yeah, the sludge crud. Yep. Yeah, it's fucking. Ugh. Yeah, you know the whole racing to the bottom's been kind of a thing I've been hearing about lately too. First off, in my opinion, I need a disclaimer I can put up every time I said it. In my opinion, shit, what were we talking about? Damn it. I lost it. That sucks. Shit. The train of thought just fucking dumped. It was gone. I'm too busy fucking making sure everybody knows it's my opinion. It's not necessarily maybe a fact. I don't know what it might be, but I ain't gonna say it is because then people are gonna. But I don't even know what it is now, so it don't matter. Damn it. That was gonna be good too. I guess I'll just keep it to myself. I can't remember. Right. That's the thing. We're confining them to a small little fucking pot. So our job is only to fucking really is to make sure they don't dry out. Of course, we're indoors, so we're probably gonna do a little training and shit. You know, if we want to stay short and get wider instead of taller. But there's nothing really to that either. Hey, 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 hey. Smoke weed every day. Yeah. It's weird though because they like if I tell somebody, hey, look, your water is fucked up. What's your problem? Like they think that that's like too simple. Or no, it can't be that simple. Like That's it. Like, fix your water. You know, because the training part's pretty simple. I mean, everybody's got an idea of when to top their plant. You know, like, but I mean, if you're already overwatering it, I mean, that's really not going to help you. So once you figure out your watering situation and you get that, she, I don't even got to fucking tell you anything more because you will see it when you got your watering correctly. When you see what the plant does, then you'll understand. Once you see it, you'll understand. Whoop, the plant grows up, whoop, and you're like, oh shit. I see there that I got like this main top that's shooting way up, taller than this little canopy that I have down here. So I'm gonna cut this off right here at this canopy down here. Take that one main apical and I'm gonna clone it. And then now I can let this canopy right down here, the secondary canopy that was there, is now the first canopy. Everything's even. I can watch, and once I gather 3 to 5 nodes on all the tops right there, I could flip it into flower. I could put it into a little bit bigger pot and flip it into flower. That's how easy it is. I just taught you how to grow a plant. Quit. And that, you know, I did that too. You know, you get to where you're like, oh my God, you hear overwatering, overwatering. That's why it's not, I can't say it's just an overwatering issue because I've now seen both sides of it. So overwatering, overrunning. So somebody's so scared to overwater, they underdo it, which in my opinion, could work. If it's a chronic underwater, you're going to have fucking issues. But if you underwater couple times here or there, you know, like it's gonna be a lot better than overwatering. I can give the plant more water. It's hard. A screen shut off. I'm like, what the fuck? Yeah. They don't understand that. Like, okay. So what Maine's saying right there is when you see burnt tips on your leaves and you know that you're feeding appropriately, so where you're like, you're not overdoing it, you're just like, no, there's no way. Like, it's probably because you're letting the plant dry back too far. Again, what happens below happens above. So if your root tips, because they're going to be the first thing to dry out when you're underwater, your root tips will dry out first and it'll start working its way up. So when you burn the tips of your roots, you burn the tips of your leaves. Good thing it's 7 o'clock in the morning because we ain't fucking teaching shit over here. We ain't doing that. But that's a big one right there. That's a big nugget right there. People didn't know that. It's not always too much food. Probably, but not always. Oh yeah, you'll see that too. Absolutely. You'll see that. Absolutely. It just went, oh, they just won't show them. You know, they're getting a little smarter. But people don't want to listen. or they can't hear, or they can't see. I don't know. A little nugget like that. That was a huge nugget that Maine brought up right there. And here's another one. We see this quite often. Somebody going into flower, about the third week, the plant's yellowing out. And I mean, they may be watering correctly. They may be, everything's right. I mean, a healthy plant, because that's what you should be going into flower with, you've got to make sure it has enough food for the transition, right? Because at transition, especially if it doubles and triples, it eats a lot. So if there's not enough food in there by the third week, it's going to start eating itself, eating its plants, eating the resources, the storage out of the leaves. So if you're that guy that goes in and does the old Swazi tech, you rip off all of those leaves at day 21, which third week apart, and you didn't feed it enough, it's not going to have food storage to eat off of. Oh shit. Fucking not even paying attention. I'm fucking. Sorry, buddy. I was looking up at the fucking ceiling fan, smoking his joint, just talking.
I didn't want to interrupt you. You was on one. But here's something, right? This has been in my head, and I can't make it make sense now. So I'm not going to try and trap you into walk you down a path with this next line of questioning. Just give me your straight up answers. What you generally the answer. So, how much weight should I be pulling from a 4x4?
From a 4x4.
We're not talking about being the best. We're talking about
a conservative number.
Average. Right. Yeah.
Yeah, a conservative number. If you have a light that fills the whole tent,
bar light. Yeah,
bar light. Right? I would say, full, you should easily be able to get 1.5 pounds.
Okay, so let's just say 2 pounds out of that 4x4, and then you're shit up then, aren't you? Yeah.
2 pounds, and you should have some pretty big, dense buds, and it should be a full it'd be a full tank.
All right. Yeah. So what size light? What size light am I going to buy to light up my 4x4? How many watts?
600, in my opinion.
How much?
600.
All right.
But
I think you could do it with 6.
When you go on the market, you're going to be buying a 720, 600, 720 or something, aren't you?
Yeah.
I would shoot for an 800. And the only reason why I say that is because, in my opinion, if you can get a bigger light and never have to go past 80% on the dial,
yep,
you're going to have the most efficiency with that light.
Okay,
you're never gonna overdrive your light for the space, and that light, it'll last you a lot longer.
All right, so let's put a pin in that one. So out of a 4x4, we're pulling 2 pounds with a 700 watts. Well, you can say 800 light, turn it down, whatever. 700 watts out of a 4x4. Okay. So now then we'll go to another scenario where, like your sand chop, you're running a quarter in that. So in that 2x4, you're running 180. Yeah.
Yep, 187 watts. So I mean, you can round it to 190 if you want.
So that's getting you your pound out of 180 watts in a 2x4. Yeah. So you're getting,
I mean,
therefore you're getting about 2 grams a watt, 2 grams a watt. Okay. So what I'm saying is, you just double that then, don't you? So you'd have a 400 watt light and at max power. So yeah, 500 watt light at max power. To achieve your £2 out of that, getting that that 400.
The only thing I see with that is most of your 300 and 400 watt lights don't have the spread to cover a whole 4x4 area, which is why I say the bigger lights is what you need, because then you're getting wall to wall coverage. You know,
so it's almost like the market is overpowering and overselling these lights. Really, what you really want is something like a 400 or 500 watt light in a bar that's 4 foot by 4 foot.
Right.
Yeah, I mean, you need the
Here's another thing. Here's another part to the question as well, which I can't get in my head. Is so you're running that and you're getting 300 whatever, and you're getting your 2 gram a watt. So then, so you step it up and you'll be running 600 watt light or 720 watt light at full power. Yeah. So you're running that extra, nearly doubling your wattage.
Mm-hmm.
But you're not doubling your grams per wattage. In fact, you'll probably be bringing your grams per watt down.
You bring it down. Yeah. Dang it, Uncle Doug. Why are you gonna come on here and start showing people the truth? Stop it now. I like my little tips. Don't tell nobody. They'll raise the price on them motherfuckers because everybody's gonna go buy them up.
Yeah, and so people if people are shooting to get 2 gram a watt. If they're using a 720 in a 4x4, they're never going to do that, because a kilo and off. What's the kilo? So what's that? 3 or 4 pounds even out of a 4x4? I mean, that's some fucking going.
I could see 3. 4 would be really pushing. I don't even know how you do that and not.
3
you'd have to be on point. 3, but even then, if you're getting 3 for that 720, you're going under the 2 gram per watt to get there, aren't you? You're going to be at 1.5.
Yeah, because think about it, you're going to have to double whatever
the watt. Well, you're going to have to
1,400 grams in order to get 2 grams per watt. I mean,
and you're going to have to turn around and add CO2. And you're going to have probably a better exhaust system. You know, you're going to have to dial things in really good to actually get that 3. You know, because Growboss talked about that, right? Like, Growboss would tell you 100% would be great, right? To get your max 100% of what you should get. But remember, the effort it takes to get and achieve that 100% and the risk it takes, you know, of not getting it and fucking shit up and losing, you know, like, it's better to get the 85%. Go ahead and get your 85%, because if you're trying to push harder and harder to get at that 100, you have more of a chance of fucking something up and only getting
extra
50.
10% worth? What's extra 10% worth to you?
Right.
You want to lose 30% over trying to get 15%? Like,
so here's one then. Do you think that so say if when the light's hitting your canopy, I'm just going off what's out there, what they say, you'll want like 1,000 or maybe 1,200 even max. Is it PPFD or UMOS or whatever that number is for the amount of light hitting the top of the canopy?
Right.
So if you're achieving that number with a 300 watt light being 3 inches above your canopy, yeah, or you're achieving that same reading with a 720 watt, a foot, 2 foot above, do you think that more light will be pushed through and penetrated through by using that higher watt at the higher thing? Or do you think it don't matter, once you're at that, the fall off will be the same? Do you get what I'm saying?
I think what you're going to get is you're going to get more coverage because your bigger light's going to be a bigger light.
Yeah, you're gonna.
Well,
So now
no,
you're
not
going to have
necessarily
more
a bigger
angle
light. It's
light
just going to be
coming
there's
in.
more
penetrate.
light being thrown out. More light being thrown out.
Well,
I
and
guess.
you will get some. You'll get a little. I mean, you will get.
Yeah, but it's
some
one of
more
them 10%
penetration.
things again, isn't
The
it?
closer,
You may as well.
right?
You may
The
as well just
closer it
run
is-
it closer.
The
Lower
closer it is,
wattage.
the more penetration to a point. I mean, right? Because they got to remember when we're talking about 2 foot of penetration, I'm not talking from the start of the fucking canopy. I'm talking from the start of the light. From the light down, your best is going to be at 2 feet. So if you got your lights at 12 inches, then what? You get 12 inches of penetration? I mean, so there's that sweet spot. You got to be able to play with that, and depending on what light you got and where you can set it, and what, strain and things. Because I stopped really trying to put a number on what PPFD I need at the top of the canopy. I try to put it close, and then I watch the plants. If the plants don't seem happy, I raise it up a little bit, until
difficult
they're happy.
with a few strains, isn't it?
Yeah,
you'll have one strain that will be praying all the time when the light's right on top of it and loves it, and then you'll have another one that's just cowering away from it at that point.
Yeah,
I hate these.
Usually, once I get the light where I think it needs to be, I'll stand way back and I'll look at the canopy, right? Straight on with it. And I'll look and see where the light cuts off, because you'll see where the shadow starts. And you're like, wow, and I bet you if you were to measure it, you'd be like, fuck, that's about 18 to 24. Okay, makes sense. That's where I need to be. And then usually everything below that's got to go. So there's no point of growing that leg underneath that. So that's where when you figure out the strain, you know how much it's going to stretch. So then when in veg, you need to flip it. Because there's no point of wasting the time growing all them legs.
Did you have a hallelujah moment then when you said to yourself, I need to turn this light down. I'm just wasting. There's no point in hitting it full power or whatever. I've got to run it low and steady.
All I was doing was creating heat.
And it does depend on the light too, because not all these lights are the same.
No. And I kind of
a bar quantum or
the light I have, my 2x4 that I do so well is kind of a custom light.
Yeah,
so I bought a 720 and 2 of the bars didn't work. So I just cut 1 bar off each end and it fit fucking like nice and tight in the 2x4. So it was a 4x4 light that I cut 1 bar off each end and put it in a, so like 25% is 187 watts, 50% is 300 and I think it was 392 watts.
Here's what seems crazy though, is that if you go and buy a light, I'm buying a 720 and I'm turning it down bloody to 70% power or something like that. And then if I want to get a veg, I've got to buy that same bar light and turn it down to 20%. It just seems wild. Why don't they, if a light company came to market with a 4x4 light and a 2x4 light, solely meant for vegging, low wattage, widespread,
Yeah, they just need to
I think
fill
that would
the
be a
tank.
great idea because what's everybody doing? They're all buying 600s, 720s and running them.
Well,
And
like,
go, oh, well, they'll last forever. They'll last forever, bro. They'll last forever anyway. They last.
if I was
LED,
doing a
forever.
720, this is how I would do it. If I was doing a 720,
Fucking HPS was
think-
buying them every 6 months. Sorry,
if I was doing an 8-bar light, what I would do is I would make the dial to where whatever the percentage is, because like 25% you're going to be in veg, you'd never be flowering with 20. You know what I mean? Like, so only a few of the bars would come on, and you would have your 25% because you're filling in the space anyway.
Well, what have I? At that point,
once you fill the space, it's time to go into flower. You're going to click the dial up. All the bars are going to come on, and then,
yeah, but how many? There is that market for people that will do that, but there's also the market for the home grower that just has a veg and it doesn't do anything else but veg. And why are they buying a whole light and only using a quarter of it?
Yeah,
like there would. I just think there'd be. There's a gap in the. There's a gap in the market. Gap in the market there for sure. Because what other solution is there? A solution? If I want a veg light for my 4x4, what have I got? What do I buy? I buy a full power flower light, ain't
I use a 720 in my 4x4 with the moms at 25%. So
yeah,
that one's it's at 187 watts too for the moms, and then I flower in the 2x4 with 187 watts.
It's almost like the companies are trying to sell you more than what you need. And as we've just had that conversation, then you've got Chad Westport that promotes a 420 watt light for a 2x4.
420 watt?
420 watt light for a 2x4. It might even be bigger than that. It's the Spider Farmer E, the new one. And I even went into his chat and I'm like, so you're recommending that this is the light you recommend for that space? And he was like, yep, that's the one. And I'm like, well, that's crazy.
That's a lot of heat. It's going to get hot.
Like, bro, you don't need that much unless you're using like CO2. We've just had this conversation, innit? 360 is more than enough. You don't need 20% more than that.
300 is perfect. That's what I run, but I don't even have to go to 100%.
If you could get a 300 bar light that fits the whole tent nice and good,
got a 4x4.
You would, or in a 2x4. In a 2x4.
Right, yeah.
Because again, you're never gonna go. Again, I would have you never go over 80%. And you're going to be at like probably like 260, 270 max in flower. And I think you would knock it out of the park.
Yeah. That's what I had.
You're going to never overdrive the light. You're never overdriving the diodes. You're going to have max coverage. You're going to have it right at the perfect height that the plants want it to be at. And you're going to do that every 70 days. And you're going to walk away with like 5 or 6 harvests a year with 5 to 6 pounds, and you're going to be pretty happy. In a 2x4.
Yep.
Right, mate. Well, that was it. I just needed to get that clear in my head. I'm not even too sure what my point was. I think, I don't know. I don't know what my point was. I'm sure it'll make sense to me eventually. All right, cheers, Chop. Cheers, mate. See you later. Cheers.
That was funny.
It was.
Yeah, it's pretty simple. I mean, and it's kind of pointless, even if you have a light that fits the space perfectly and everything. If you don't fill the space, then it's not the right light for the space.
Right. Yep, I agree. Like, I should switch the lights around in my 3x3 tent. The light that's in the Rude Girl tent should be over the GG4 Sherbert, and the other one should be over the other one because the the GG4 is such a compact plant, even though it's got all those colas, it's not leaned out to the edges of the tent yet, but I expect it probably will once it starts gaining some weight.
Yeah.
So, but I have the Spider Farmer SE 5000 in that tent.
It's a whole different problem that most people have, right? You're like, yeah, I wish I would have had this plant under this light that I have,
Right.
and this one under the.
Yeah, but I think. See, I put that in there kind of as a test because it's the 500 watt light, and I found that once I did that, all of my buds got bigger and harder, and my weight went up exponentially. Am I getting 2 grams per watt? No, I'm fucking not. I don't care.
Again, you could do it easy though if you did it in a fucking 2x4.
Yeah. Yeah, but see, I like the single plant deal because it's harder for me to get. I can't do small plants; it kills me. And to set everything on tables and shit is just, I don't know. I don't want to do it like that right now. So, and I do, I stay in my plant count because I always find it better to not play with things. And I've had my days of being in trouble, and I don't need to be in trouble anymore. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah. Well, and it's just easier to deal with one plant here and one plant. You know what I mean? Well, yeah. Obviously, that's why you're doing it.
Yeah. And the web grows make it fucking nice for me too, because I can just spin them and fucking get all the way around them. I don't have to fight my way into the tents and shit.
Oh yeah.
And that's why I do what I do. Do I think it's the best, most efficient way? No, I don't. But it works for me, and I have more fucking weed than I know what to do with. So
if it's the best efficient way for you, then it is. I don't know. The same thing, I found something that works for me, and I do it.
Yep.
Like, I'm not.
The way I grow isn't going to work for everybody, just like the way you grow isn't going to work for everybody. No. But is there better ways for most people to grow? Fuck yeah, there is.
Absolutely. Just like, you don't need to waste the time. There's a lot of time that's wasted on, growing a plant out, and then you watch the person like just strip the whole thing down. You're like, well, what was the point of growing it all up to do all that? Like, what the plant do to you? Like, I feel like there should be a hotline. Like somebody needs to get this guy some therapy, like it's a plant therapy hotline. Like, you just totally strip that plant down. Somebody needs to go over there and like cut a branch off and whip him with it or something. Like,
right. Yeah, that's a very touchy subject there. It's just people go overboard with everything.
Well, I always thought it's weird.
Especially new growers, they see something and they just are like, wow, I'm going to do that. And they literally run into their garden and start doing shit when they don't even know what they're doing to start with.
Well, and the funny thing is because I've done it, is after you do that, then you're like, oh shit, I probably shouldn't have fucking did that. Like, what was I thinking? Like, and people will tell you that, and they still do it.
Yeah.
And then people will be like, well, the best way to learn is, by experience. Like, bullshit.
No, that's why we are all it's telling you, because we've already been through all the shit.
Yeah,
why do you
don't waste your money.
Right.
Fucking doing the same dumb shit that we've all done.
We did it. It didn't work. But, if you feel you need to waste your money and do the same fucking thing, feel free.
Like, yeah, it's weird. I don't know.
It is. And, even if you tell them you failed doing it exactly the way they're doing it, they still think that they're going to somehow not fail.
Well, and the thing is the whole line in the fibbing on the numbers or whatever you want to call it. It's like you're ultimately not hurting me at all. I call the bullshit out. And
Well, they're only
all
lying to
you're gonna
themselves.
do,
I mean, fuck.
yeah, you're hurting yourself and possibility of hurting some new bro that might be watching you. You know, like, which isn't good. You know, like, it ain't gonna hurt me none. But I'll tell people that that's not a realistic number. Like, I don't want to shit all over you. I mean, but you gotta. I mean, I don't understand that. I don't understand that at all. Like, and I mean, I'm a competitive person, so I want to do better than the next guy, but I don't want to do so better than the next guy that I need to like make up stories and like, cause that doesn't help me any. You know, like.
Well, but really, the numbers come once you get good at what you're doing.
They do.
It doesn't. I mean, people chasing numbers are idiots. I mean, just do the best you can at growing the plant, and the numbers will be there. I don't care.
Yeah. You just learn to grow the plant, and it'll get better and better, and then pretty soon you're like, oh fuck. What am I gonna do? You start buying grow bags by the box.
I don't know how we can make it any fucking easier than telling people how we do it, Crop. I mean, we've pretty much got it down to about as easy as you can get.
That's why I'm like the same way. I feel like I'm just like, ugh, there's nothing more I can do here. It's over. The game's over. The plant killers win for me because I don't have time if I can. They'll figure it out eventually.
What anybody gets. I'm not smoking your fucking anybody else's weed. I'm smoking mine.
Yeah. Hope it all works out for you, Toodaloo.
Yeah, pretty much. You know, there's people that I help, and you know they'll hit me up personally and ask me questions, and I help those people if they, you know, and it seems to help them. So that's all I need.
Yeah. Well, I mean,
I almost thought I couldn't teach people though, bro. I had this one guy local. He had just started growing, and I got him set up with everything, just pretty much the way I do it. And everything was, and I got him a bunch of clones. You know, I hooked him up with clones from me, and dude, he killed those fucking things. I brought him more, and he killed those fucking things. I brought him more, and he killed those ones. And I was like, what in the world are you doing? I was like, I have laid out everything you need to be successful here. Well, finally, I couldn't take it anymore. I went there and I was like, dude, I have to see everything you're working with to figure out what is going on here. Dumb shit, dude. He had a Blue Lab ppm meter that did EC and ppms.
Yeah.
And it was on EC. And he thought it was a pH pen.
Oh, jeez.
So, you realize what your mixture has to be to get your your EC to 5.8 or 6?
Yeah. Dude, I don't know.
It was all kinds of fallout in it. I'm like, what is going on here, dude? I was like, this is supposed to be clear. You're supposed to be able to see the bottom of the bucket when you're done. I told you this over and over. He said, well, I thought that's what you meant. And fucking, I had it. I took him to the store and we bought a pH pen. Came back. He's never killed a plant yet, and he's going to get a lot of weed.
Yeah, it's simple things like that. I often thought just for my local area, picking up an old ambulance and doing like, I remember Growbox got an ambulance, and I thought that would be a cool idea. And you could just be able to go around and because you really need to go to their house, because I've done the same thing. Sell clones to somebody or something, and then you're like, what's, you know, finally you go over there and you're like, oh, it's one little stupid thing.
Yeah, I couldn't even believe, because I was racking my brain, dude. He'd send me pictures, and I'm like, what are you doing? I'm like, you're overwatering them or something. I was like, there's something seriously wrong here. And I couldn't believe that he was using that wrong meter and somehow getting it to read 5.8 to 6.0, and I was like, holy crap, man. Because he went, and that was another thing. He's like, yeah, I already went through a whole jug of balance in like a month. It takes me like 6 months to go through a gallon of balance with all of my plants. And I'm like, dude, I was like, that should have been
like fucking like 6,500 or something like.
PPM. Insane. But it was all, and he kept adding shit to try and bring it up, which just created all kinds of fallout in the mixture and stuff. So he was literally feeding them pure acid. Basically, I was just like, wow.
Not crazy buzz. Parker.
He paid for that lesson, that's for sure.
Oh, yeah. That's a rough. Man, that'd be rough.
Yeah, it was. He was literally about to give up on growing because he's like, I can't figure it out. I don't know. And finally, I figured it out. Now he's like, dude, I can't even believe how fast these plants are growing and how good they look. I'm like, yeah, we're not feeding them poison every single time.
Like, good God. Little fucking clones just getting fucking.
Oh, man.
He's like overdosing.
I brought him some nice plants. I had plants I was getting ready to throw out, and I fucking brought him some really nice plants to just throw them straight to flower, and get him going right off the rip. And, he killed them. He killed everything.
I've done that same thing. I have moms that I just needed to get rid of. They're like, well, fuck, here, you take these over here. You flower. You throw them right into flower and fucking go. Like, kill them. They kill them. You're like, the fuck? They're fine. What is it? Like, I don't know how they can kill them so fast, honestly.
I was wondering that myself. I'm like, I don't even know how you're doing this so quickly, dude. Oh, shit. But anyway, I just figured I'd jump on and fucking shoot the shit for a few. I'm gonna pop off now.
Oh yeah. Right on, buddy.
Have a great day, y'all. Thanks for having me.
Hell yeah.
Peace, everybody.
Ready? Jimmy John, what up, brother? Well, yeah, that's what you do, right? You just give them the males. Because you know they're going to kill it anyway. Yeah, I'm alright. Just doing the fucking thing they call life. Ladies and gentlemen, boys and girls, hers and hims, welcome to the stage, Uncle Duke.
Come, Uncle Duke. So, here's a question then. Why are you trying cocoa?
Why am I trying cocoa? Because I can't get ProMix. Walmart doesn't have it right now.
Well, what's ProMix?
Huh? It's just a fucking. It was just a cheap fucking ProMix from Walmart. It was like $13.
Well, what I'm saying is, why are you trying other than soil? What's making you swap there?
It's just really super slow, and I want to try to be able to, because I understand watering. I want to try to do more of more frequency fertigation.
What, just to keep it interesting then, really?
Yeah, I want to be able to do more because I'm getting bored.
Yeah. Because when you say faster, like, I mean, how much faster do you want to get? You only veg for a couple of weeks, isn't it?
Well, if you get a good root system and a healthy plant and you're able to fucking pound it food like once a day at least, I mean, I think I might be able to cut out the 7 to 10 days of veg.
Yeah.
I'll have clones that are just so vigorous that they're.
But then you're going to be watering them every day.
Yeah, or I'll do a dripper system.
Or automate it, yeah. That's the key, I think.
Mm-hmm.
That's the only thing that appeals to me about.
That's about $200. You know, that's a couple $100. You know, to put all the pieces and stuff.
Oh, yeah, it's nothing. But you think of the amount of time that will save you when you're running a res. And you ain't got to mix up every day. You ain't got to open the tent.
I got anxiety and shit, so I don't know. I might stress more about whether it's working right or not.
Oh, you will get that for a week.
You know what I mean?
And
like, if I got to go in there and check on it, make sure it's turning on, then I should have just fucking went ahead and watered it.
Yeah, but that wears off very quickly. That anxiety does. You'll have that for a week, and you'll be checking it every day, and then you'll go for a week every 2 days, and then 3 days, and then you just stop looking.
Yeah, that's true. And you stop breaking the zippers in your tent.
Then you become estranged to everything. Well, it gets a bit more exciting when you're only opening the tent once every week or two, because you really see the difference.
Right, because looking at it every day.
Yeah, it's hard to tell them little differences, especially if you're seeing it every day.
Well, then you start going, well, fuck, what day am I? And you start counting, and you're like, oh, should I be here? Should I be, you know, like, maybe they should be bigger. Maybe they're too big. Maybe it's like, fuck, just leave, go. So fucking, I don't know. I've seen it, I think it was CT. He sent me fucking, we were talking, and he sent me all kinds of like parts lists to make little rings, dripper rings.
You can just buy all that for next to nothing already, innit?
Yeah, it's like $200 for all the pieces, you know, but that's enough to do 16 plants. Two 2x4s. You throw 2 2x4s on those tables. I can run the train back out, you know, drain the waste. You could run with a half horse pump. I could probably do, you know.
Yeah, well, I mean, you've already got the party table, haven't you? You've already got the party table. All you need is a pump on a timer.
Yeah.
And you just flood the bottom 2 inches of the table. And then have a hole in it, and it'll just drop straight back into the resin below.
I need to find somebody that's tried that with cocoa to see how well it works. Because I know with the soil,
that's how the lad does it that I know. He runs tables, it pumps up to the table, 15 minutes, floods the table, it has an overflow on the table that when the table reaches a certain depth of water, it'll overflow and run back into the res underneath the table. And it just comes on once a day for 15 minutes. And that's the thing about cocoa, is that it's brilliant at wicking. It only needs a couple of inches at the bottom, and that'll suck up a 12 inches worth of pop.
Yeah, that's what I was wondering.
But it don't do that in soil. With soil, it'll only go half the way up the pot.
Right, it only goes until it's heavy. Once it gets heavy and it's saturated, then it just kind of stays there and just, doesn't make it all the way to the top.
This'll creep up the pot. So that's why you do it for 15 minutes. You give it enough time to so that the pot is pretty much fully saturated. And apart from the top 2 or 3 inches of the pot, which will not really get that wet, where all the air roots are, and they turn to they almost turn as thick as the stem. The roots start bulging out and that. And I've seen this, and it has massive success. Right?
Because that would be easy just to fucking flood the table, honestly.
Yeah, it's just on a timer. Have one pump in the red, pumping round, and then one pump dedicated to the timer. And I says to him, so what if your pump backs up? He says, well, it'll be all right for 2 to 3 days, because the way as is set up is on the table, he'll have about 3 inches of hydrogen to stop the pot, and the pot sits on top of that, which stops the roots from getting soggy bottoms, and also as a buffer of moisture in case the pump packs in. And I'm slowly getting all these bits. He's such a busy guy, you only get a few answers off him at a time. So I'm piecing together how he does it.
Yeah, because I could put a piece of pipe, like PVC, in the drain of the table to raise,
straight down.
and then put a couple holes in the side of that for it to drain, right? At whatever drain level I want it to be. And then have the pot sitting on something. So that way there's always a small, little, I don't know.
Yeah, well, you'd have a pipe going straight through the bottom of your table, and the top of that pipe would be set to where you want the top of your water level to go to when it's in full flood. And then on that little bit of pipe that comes up through the bottom of the table, you want holes in that level with the bottom of the table, so that when the pump switched off, it will eventually drain out through them little holes at the bottom of the pipe. Where you
just slow down the drain, so it's not fucking dumping all the water out right out. You're giving the plants time to suck it up before it completely drains, right?
Yeah, and if and it won't overflow because the top of the pipe's cut to where the top layer of the water's going to be.
Right. It's always
like
shorter.
An overflow pipe.
It's always shorter than the sides of the table anyway.
So it'd be quite good. But this is the thing: it's that is all quite well controlled climate wise. So he doesn't have a problem with his water temperatures. What he has said is that you could go warmer than what you normally would go within a hydro system running it this way, because you're not as reliant on all the air coming into the pot from the water. When the water drains out, the process of the water draining out the bottom of the pot sucks air into the pot.
Well, what do you think? I mean, what do you think about like Mikey made a good point. Like watering from the top seems seems better, just for the simple fact that then every time you're actually getting like a true flush through the medium.
Yeah. Well, you are with a flood and drain. Really, because you're flooding 2/3 of the way, half the way up the pot. You're going to get salt build up at the top, but that's not an issue because you're not pouring water in through the top, you're pushing that water back through. Every time it floods and drains, it gets a wash, just like a DWC system would. It's the same thing, really. It's just that you've got the pot as a buffer for your media to sit in, rather than the water.
Yeah. Okay. It's interesting.
And also, auto pots, which I'm not vouching for at all. I'm not saying they're the best grow system and blah, blah, blah. But with them, you can't flush them. And at the end of the run, you get crust at the top of the pots. But the smoke's absolutely fine and smooth, and your plants don't get burnt up, and there is no salt build up and all that shit, because that salt's pulled up through the process of osmosis in it. When it dries out, the salts go for the dry air as opposed to so it's almost pulling it away from the roots. And that's not a problem because, again, you're not pouring water in from the top. Everything's coming in fresh through the bottom and it's pushing shit out the top of the pots, as I understand it anyway. Like salt build-up at the top of the pot would be a problem if you're watering down through that salt again.
Right.
I guess.
I understand what you're saying. Yeah, I don't really know. This is new to
But no, I don't know. You're way better growing at me.
Look, I don't know.
And I'm only going on
I know.
the fucking bits of information I'm getting.
I know.
I've done this for ages.
I tried butt chugging with the Pro Mix, and it didn't seem to.
Pro Mix is peat, though, isn't it?
Yeah, it's peat. And it just wouldn't bring it to the.
They chose cocoa for its wicking capabilities. They could have chose anything they wanted on the planet. They chose that. It was nothing to do with let's be economical and use up these old coconut things. No, they were looking for the best medium to run in a flood and drain table, where in the Netherlands, where all this started, and they got it. They got it right, I guess, because they didn't really need to change it. Everyone still runs cocoa.
Yeah,
it seems like how it's going over there now. Everybody wants to do smaller plants, quicker veg, sea green, blah blah blah. It's not anything new, is it?
No, it's not new at all.
And so there's no need for anything new bit of jiggery pokery equipment to run that cocoa on. I don't think, because then you're going to be asking for a better media, I guess. Like putting jet fuel in a bloody in a motorbike. It was designed to be run hydroponically for and drain, or drippers even, yeah. But I don't see many people doing very well with drippers on YouTube.
No, that's why I've always just stayed away from all that stuff.
That Turk Ptarmigan, you know him?
No.
He does okay with drippers, but he's in about fucking 25 gal pots. Huge, massive pots, big, massive plants. I mean, so if you're going to do drippers, what, you're going to do it till runoff?
Yeah, like how is that possible?
Yeah, because then what, you're going to catch that in and vac that out every day?
How do you ever know with a pot that big? How do you ever know you're really getting, like, again, I've always been about fishing soil, getting a true runoff,
Yeah, well, I think he's in cocoa, and
so
you just water that and water it and water it and water it, don't you?
Yeah, just every so often, I guess, give it some water and hope all the spots eventually get moisture. I don't know.
You still get pockets of dry in it, though. You do.
I know.
It's not just a case of you can just go blam with it.
Yeah, I mean, how many gallons of water does it take to saturate evenly a 25 gallon without flooding your floor out?
It's like I think you can put like 4 times or something the volume of water in So 100 gallons.
I mean, fucking dog.
I mean, how important is that runoff? Is that what Creative is doing over on his one?
Well,
I don't see him getting his vac pump out.
I mean, I don't know. I always just thought, you know, a little bit of runoff, you flush a little bit of the old shit because you're giving new shit, you know, like
Yeah.
that way you're not really getting a huge buildup.
The only time, like I would just suggest a lower feed schedule if your salts build up really is that bad. And also, you just do one fresh watering between. If you want to swap nukes, you get one fresh water. This is from what I see, quickest results. One decent fresh water in between. You flip to bloom or whatever. That's it. But how long you've been in the pot for as well, and how long you've been watering it, and how much salt has it got. And I get why I think that there's these sort of sayings out there, if you will, like old wives' tales, just to generalize, like to make it safe for everybody, like the 60-60, like the 60-60. You know, I think that flawed.
Well, again,
it works fine, and it'll work for everybody. Yeah, great, but there's other ways to do it.
well, and like again, who made that? Who set that? I mean, probably some, you know, company that was selling a product, you know, like I mean, the air conditioning company or something like that.
You have to look at that as well.
Because we know, like, okay, so if you're gonna drop your room to 60, you gotta have air conditioner, right?
I'm not fucking my room ain't at 60 when I harvest.
An air conditioner is also a dehumidifier. So now I gotta add a humidifier because it's gotta be at 60% humidity, right? Like, so there's two big pieces of equipment that some appliance company gets to make some money off of. You know, like come on. Like,
yeah, they pre-program you to make you, you know, they come up with that. They'll have the sales plan, and then they'll put that 60-60 information out there.
because on the flip side of it, you've got people that are using a low heat beef jerky machine to dry their wheat and say it works great. So they're drying it in higher temperatures in a jerky machine for like what, 3 days or so.
Well, here's the thing, you know, when you're at the end of flower, I don't think you should be taking it any higher temperature wise than where you were at the end of flower anyway. So I don't know what temperatures they're talking about. What do you mean by high temperature?
I think it's like 70, 72 or something, 73.
Yeah, but you see, that's, to me, that's not in the realms of disbelief.
Right. I mean, I always
seem a bit fast, doesn't it? Fucking hell. But you know, I've done it myself in 7, and it's been absolutely fine. Seems a bit dangerous though, doesn't it? Buying a meat smoker to fucking.
Well, what is it? It's the
And also the guy that's saying, yeah, that works fine. What was his like before? He might just be polishing a turd.
Well, I mean, yeah, you never know. Like, I mean,
interesting, though, isn't it?
I would think if it was so great, everybody would use it, right? That would just be the thing. Kind of like the Canatrol. Everybody'd probably have the Canatrol if it wasn't $1,600. Like,
yeah, well, not just that. It might be worth that if you could fit 4 or 5 pounds in it, you know.
Yeah,
not
that's true
a
too.
fucking handful.
It needs to be more like a chest freezer. You need to be able to fucking put the racks in, like be able to hold.
And
you
then
know,
there's herbs here now that's just they're just
that's the beef jerky machine.
they're just the what's it called? The dehydrator, aren't they?
Yes, it's a low temperature dehydrator.
And I bet you it's triple the price of a low temperature dehumidifier.
I think it's $200.
Fucking hell, they're only about 30 quid. The actual 40 quid. The ones you buy for vegetables.
Yeah, I have a dehydrator. I think I paid.
It's exactly the same.
I paid
thing.
like. Well, the only difference is one blows hotter heat than the other.
Yeah, that's an issue.
But what's that? What's that? A lower thermostat or not? A lower heating coil?
Yeah, nothing you couldn't jerry rig if you was that way inclined.
Probably could buy it. Just look up the number, buy a heating coil for that, and then just switch it out to a lower one, so it blows lower temps.
Yeah, I'm not even about any of that kind of stuff anyway. I don't really subscribe to any technology until it's undoubtedly proven. Like them AC Infinity things. It appears to me that they're just a bit of bullshit. They will only control one or the other. Like there's nothing new there.
That's what I heard too, and I was like, "Whoa,
What's the point?"
Doesn't make sense because I thought it was going to be like a little motherboard hub that I can control all my shit. I bought all this equipment,
and it does it all for me. I can plug my heater in, I can plug my fan in. That's whatever, and it'll all do all my shit. And like, no, that's not doing any of that. And the only way I've found that out is by asking people that's got them. And generally, when I'd ask them the question, they'd be like, not really have the answer for it. And I was like, this is intriguing, man. So, yeah, but then I don't know if it's right. Somebody said to me, well, their new one has got some kind of AI in it that's going to find a happy medium between both of them. And it's like, well, what's the happy medium between both of them then? I'd still like to know that, because I can control them both with two Inkbirds bang on, really. And all you can only run one fan off an Inkbird, but there's, you've got like a booster fan thing, haven't you, Crop?
Yeah.
So you could have that just set, which is low wattage, isn't it? You could have that set up on the the one that's least priority, and just have that on, and that's it. Your Inkbirds are going to do, I think they're going to do a better job separately than that one thing combined.
Inkbird's great. They're great products.
Another product that they got right and they didn't have to change. So what's the new company that's just brought out tents, which is where I think AC Infinity started in it, the tent?
I think it was the exhaust fans, wasn't it?
Oh, was it? Well, there you go. So what's their next thing they're going to do? Oh, well, we've got to do tents now. Can we redesign them? No. Well, what we're going to do now? It's like they're running out of stuff now, surely.
They slowly pieced out the whole set for the grow. Because don't they do auto watering basins now too or something?
And there's no, like that wicking thing, there's no way that system will work better than an autopot. No, and I don't rate autopots. I'm not saying that. They'll never be better than one of them, but they can't do an autopot because it's trademarked and registered. You cannot even do anything close to that, use that technology. So they've come up with that, which is a subpar. It's not even good. And AC Infinity used to be a sign of quality, and it's like now they've had everyone, haven't they? I know, new depths. Desperate to keep the thing going. God, don't
Yeah.
I'm smoking
I like-
sativa.
yeah.
I can't stop talking. I'm sorry.
Oh, no, you're good. I mean, it says Inkbird. Yeah, I even have an Inkbird, one of those seal meal fucking deals.
The what?
One of those vacuum sealers.
I've not seen that.
Yeah, Inkbird's got one of those. Cause I get it on the deal, right? Like sometimes I'll message the lady and I'll be like, "Hey, what's on your promotions?" And she'll tell me what's on her promotions, and if it's something I like, I just buy it. And then when I get it, I do a review, and then they give me my
I
money
didn't
back.
think that I didn't realise that they did other products.
They do shit. They got all kinds of different shit now.
Well, they do a double Inkbird, don't they? That does your humidity and controller on the same thing. But I'm
Yeah,
not
they have-
sure what. I'm not
they have
sure
bigger
what.
ones. They
Which
also
is
have.
basically what the AC Infinity controller is, you know.
They also have a really good CO2 monitor. It's pricey, but it's. I think Nuggy had it. And that's where Nuggy had it.
Yeah, I'd be interested in just having a cheap monitor that would give me an idea of what's what, but I wouldn't pay any more than 20 quid for it, unless I needed it for CO2. It's only for my peace of mind, if anything. You know how you buy one of them,
Look around.
them laser guns. I bet you've got one of them, haven't you?
How much is 20 quid?
About $30. 27.
And you're trying to get a little controller that runs a couple different things.
Oh no, I'm talking about a thing just to read the CO2, to know what it is.
Yeah, there's cheap ones. Yeah, for that.
I don't know how reliable. Have you got a temperature gunshot?
Yeah, I had it.
Yeah, what colour is it?
It's yellow. It's Inkbird.
Oh, we've all got them, haven't we?
I have an Inkbird one.
Do you
Yeah,
have
I have it. That's for me. It's crucial. I use that more for the snakes than I do the plants.
Do you have the silver square scales with the clear plastic lid? Do you know the ones I'm on about? Oh, you'd know if you knew.
No, I don't know.
They're like those green, the green little fake fiskers, the trimmers. Everybody's got them as well.
Yeah. Are you talking about? Shit, I don't know if it's bright enough. Shit.
Yeah, well, I can see the shape of them. That's
They're
the
green.
ones.
They're
They got
green.
black and yellowy green. They last for a long time.
I had to put a new spring on mine.
I got some pair of Tiki Masa ones, or Tika Masa, whatever they are. They're beautiful.
I bet you those are really nice.
Yeah, I should have got them a long time ago, is all I'm saying. And it's one of them thingy changes. With them scissors you've just shown, I've run them for a couple of years, and you just get used to them. And then when you use them others, it's like so much easier. You wish you'd have swapped ages ago. They just don't gum up like them others.
Don't drink the nutrients water. Yeah. Whoa. Yeah, I don't know. I just haven't worried about CO2. I thought about getting a monitor just to see where I'm at. I don't know.
Yeah,
Not
for
that I'm
curiosity.
worried about. Not that I'm worried about adding it or nothing. I mean,
But it'd just be interesting to see whether, like, say if outside is 600, it'd be interesting to know if your tent was running at 4 or at 8 because of the house and what you're breathing and all that. You know what I mean?
I would have been curious to know if honestly, if I'm running higher in CO2 now that I have snakes in the room versus when I didn't. That's something
Well,
I'd be
are you
interested in.
venting? You know, when you vent, are you venting out the room?
No.
So it's just staying in the same room?
Yeah.
Oh, well, anything alive will increase the CO2. Don't know how much.
Yeah, I mean, that's something I'd be curious
So
about.
how do you replace the CO2
Oh,
in your
every
room?
now and again, I go in the room and I open the door. You know, it's probably not sealed, so shit's probably going underneath the door and shit, you know.
Yeah, but that's interesting, isn't it? That you that there's enough CO2 in that lung room for that tent then.
For all the tents. And the clothing stuff. Yeah.
And how
That's
much
what
of a footprint? How much of a footprint would you say of that room is tent?
I would say there's three 2x4s and a 4x4 space taken up in I'd say probably a 10x12 room. Well, would that be? Let's see, that'd be 4, 6, 8, 8x.
See, that's interesting as well, though, isn't it?
It's not that much space, really. I mean, it's the way I have it arranged. It's kind of shitty, but it takes up a lot of the room.
You know, it's so hard from when you've swapped from a HPS, you associate the replacement of air at the same value as the replacement of CO2, but you're taking the heat out. That's the more, and so with you don't need to fucking replace the air so much. Then is what I gather from what you're doing. You're in a sealed fucking room, and a quarter or a third of your space floor space has got tents.
And just air movement.
The numbers, don't they?
Right, you just got to get air movement, so the air's not like just stale sitting. You know, like I can go open the door and go in there, and you can tell the humidity's higher in there. The temperature's definitely warmer than the house. You know, it gets about 81, 82 in the lung room, so the tents will get 84, maybe. You know, I just keep the door open depending on what tent lights up, you know, on. And that way I could be at like 83 and 52% humidity. You know, like fuck, cool. Like flour. You know, like that's it. It's good for me because if the humidity gets too high when lights are off in a tent, I'll just leave the door open, and then the humidity drops. Everything drops in that room, and the humidity will drop down to fucking like 32.
Yeah, you've got that room set up though, innit? Imagine if you had to move to a different area in a different thing, it'd probably be a fucking nightmare.
Well, I'm actually we're looking at a place right now, so it'll actually be better because I'll have more room. But
so you're buying it with what you want to do in mind.
Yeah, absolutely.
Great move. All right, mate. Well, that's me. That was the only topic of conversation I had for the moment. I'll probably catch you in a bit.
Oh yeah.
Appreciate it. Cheers, mate.
Yeah. I'm gonna probably actually hop off here because it's been 3.5 hours since. Holy shit. So. I just always wonder about CO2. Like, do I really even need? You know, like, come on. What I mean, I got dogs and fucking all of us, and then snakes in the room. You know, I run a like right now in the wintertime. I run a propane burner, which for heat, so it's probably gonna add more CO2 in the house. Like, but yeah, I'm gonna fucking now. There's 35 people in here. I'm gonna bail because I'm thinking about nap time. I've been awake for 6 hours now, so it's about nap time. I'll talk to y'all later. Have a good day. And stay more.